quite early in Georgia in terms of not many colleagues of us has finished yet their work. So I'm looking forward to join later and also to see this recording later on. So we have this practice.
No problem.
Great. ესე იგი მოგესალმებით ჩემო კოლეგებო, ესე იგი ძალიან მოხარული ვარ და ბედნიერი ვარ, რომ დღეს მე მაქვს შესაძლებლობა წარვადგინო ბრწყინვალესი ადამიანი, ბატონი ბრუნო, რომელიც ერთ დროს გახდათ ხელმძღვანელი ბოსი Société Générale-ში, რომელიც გახდათ ევროპის HR-ის ხელმძღვანელი და 75-ზე მეტ ქვეყანას ფარავდა, 78 ქვეყანაზე მეტ ესეთ ქვეყანას ფარავდა და ეს იყო ადამიანი პრინციპში, რომლის ხელში შეიქმნა უდიდესი ინსტიტუციური მეხსიერება, მნიშვნელოვანესი სტანდარტები HR ორგანიზაციების შეიქმნა უსწავლესი HR მეთოდოლოგიები და პრაქტიკები, რომელიც იმდენად სრულყოფილი იყო თავისი არსით, რომ ასე ვთქვათ, ფაქტიურად 78-ვე ქვეყანა და მეტი, ვინც ევროპის ზონაში ვიყავით აი ბანკებში და წარმოვადგენთ საფინანსო ინსტიტუტებს, თითქმის თითოეული ჩვენთაგანი ყველა HR გუნდი ხელმძღვანელობდა აი ამ პოლიტიკებით, აი ამ პროცედურებით, აი ამ პრაქტიკებით და ჩვენი სხვი ვიყავით კონტრიბუტორები აი ამ საუკეთესო პრაქტიკების შექმნაში და თითოეული კულტურული განსხვავებებით, ასე ვთქვათ, დამატებების შეტანაში და კიდევ უფრო სრულყოფაში, მაგრამ ამ ადამიანის ხელში ასე ვთქვათ ტრიალებდა ეს უდიდესი შრომა და მის ხელში იბადებოდა და იქმნებოდა ესეთი ძალიან ისტორიული, მე ვიტყოდი, ასე ვთქვათ დოკუმენტები და ის არის პრინციპში მემკვიდრე ინსტიტუციური მთელი ამ Société Générale-ის ფარგლებში შექმნილი უდიდესი HR პერფორმანსის, რომელიც წლების განმავლობაში გამოარჩევს სოციეტეს, ასე ვთქვათ, ძალიან ძლიერი HR სისტემებით და ძალიან სწორი ადამიანებზე ორიენტირებული და არა მხოლოდ ორგანიზაციაზე, ადამიანებზე და ტალანტებზე ორიენტირებული მიდგომებით და უბედნიერესი ადამიანი ვარ, რომ გვაქვს შესაძლებლობა და მე პირადად მაქვს შესაძლებლობა გავაგრძელო ამ ადამიანთან ურთიერთობა უკვე განსხვავებულ, მაგრამ მაინც ძალიან საინტერესო ფორმატში, როგორც იცით, ბრუნო გახლავთ ჩვენი HR პროფესიონალთა ასოციაციის საპატიო ამბასადორი, ის წარმოადგენს საფრანგეთის ქვეყანას და თავად პროფესიონალს, ასე ვთქვათ, თვითონ თავს აი ამ ჩვენ საპატიო ექსპერტთა კლუბში გახლავთ ოფიციალური კლუბის წევრი და საფრანგეთში პრინციპში საუბრობს და მხარს გვიჭერს და წარმოგვადგენს საქართველოს HR პროფესიონალთა ასოციაციას და HR პროფესიონალებს და ყვება და მხარს გვიჭერს რამდენად სწორად და რამდენად თანმიმდევრულად და მაგრად ვითარდებით. ამიტომ ასეთი ადამიანის ჩართულობა ჩვენს განვითარებაში ეს არის უდიდესი შესაძლებლობა და შენაძენი და ასეთი ადამიანის მოყოლი ისტორიები ჩვენზე საფრანგეთში და არა მხოლოდ ევროპის ზონაში ამჯერად წარმოადგენს ევროპის ჰერცოგობით უკვე სოციეტე სადაზღვევო ბიზნესის მიმართულებით ეს არის უდიდესი შესაძლებლობა თითოეული ჩვენთაგანის და უდიდესი მხარდაჭერა. ამიტომ ძალიან მიხარია რომ თქვენს გაქვთ შესაძლებლობა გაიცნოთ დღეს ბრუნო და მოვუსმინოთ ესეთ საინტერესო შეხვედრას. Bruno, I have talked three words about you, how amazing person you are at first, and then such a great professional and such a great institutional memory has contained in you because you was managing Europe HR team for many years in Société Générale in banking and finances. Now you are in insurance business and you are doing amazing jobs there. So I have talked and mentioned few aspects about what a great things was done by you and by your leadership and how amazing time was when we were cooperating so closely. So thank you again for this opportunity to be with us, and I will give floor to Salome and to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio. We are even more excited to listen to Bruno after your introduction, so I will be very short. As you know, we are very pleased to announce that we are hosting a webinar with HRPA Georgia Honorary Ambassador. It's Bruno Gerin-Roze, probably my pronunciation is right. So the topic is how to engage young talents to be innovative and boost your business. The expert, Bruno, will talk about this topic, and just very briefly about his biodata. In 1994, Bruno was appointed as head of HR in subsidiary of Société Générale Group and joined the head office of SG in 2003 to work as head of compensation and benefit of SG Group. And Bruno is currently head of HR of Société Générale Insurance, which is insurance company of SG Group operating in 10 countries. So today at our webinar, we will discuss why and how should we take care of the development of young talents, specific programs that are successfully implemented by Société Générale in this regard, and key success factors that HR professionals should consider in talent development process. So we are very honored and pleased to host Bruno today. So thank you once again for joining us, and the floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much for your words. You know, I'm very happy to be a little bit back to Tbilisi by being in this webinar. I remember the very good time I had with Sergo and colleagues in Tbilisi and the level of professionalism of the team there. So it's why I'm very honored to share a few of my experience and to give you some tips I experienced in doing HR in international environments. So I propose to share one topic, which is one of my favorite topics, let's say, which is how to engage and motivate young talents. I think it's our main challenge in HR. We have to recruit, engage, retain, develop these young talents and to prepare the future. So I thought, okay, as I think it's the main challenge, let's share with you how we are dealing with this topic in now today in Société Générale Insurance. But before to start, just just one slide about Société Générale. Société Générale is a bank company. Salome, you can move the slide. Yes, it's a bank company operating in more than 60 countries now, with approximately 150,000 employees. It's retail banking, big entities in France. 1/3 of the staff are in France and 2/3 outside. We are also very, very good in retail banking outside France. Big entity in Russia, in Romania, in Czech Republic. So globally in Europe. And we are also doing global banking environment. So now I am in Société Générale Insurance. It's a subsidiary of Société Générale, specialized in insurance. So it's not exactly banking sector. It's insurance, but we are selling a lot of insurance product now in our banks. So it's why it's a really growing business now and fast growing business. And so it's why for me, it's quite a big challenge to do HR in this environment. So we are in 10 countries. We have 3,000 employees, and we are growing by let's say 5 to 10% our employees year per year. So it's why now I have to, let's say, take care of the future of the company and to deal with this topic about how to let's say engage young talent. So before to go to, let's say, the program I put in place, just want to come back to just this question: why do we have to do this job? Why do we have to take care of our talents? What is the situation? First point, I suppose that this very complicated environments that we are all facing around the world. This VUCA environment, we are always and very often talking about VUCA, which is a volatile environment, uncertain, complex, and with a lot of ambiguity. Just as an example, with this COVID crisis, who can imagine 2 years ago that we had to face this kind of situation? So, and it's always the case. year after year, we have to deal with new topics, and it's not an easy task. So we have to also train our people, train our talent, train our young manager to face these challenges. So it's what does it mean in our, as an example, let's say in our banking and insurance business. In the banking sector, it's even more complicated because we are facing low interest rates, so we are losing margin. So it's not easy to manage such company. We are facing a lot of new competitors, startup. We are targeting our business model, and so we need to react. We need to change our way we are doing business. We need to be more digital. For example, now people, they want to fully have digital products online. So it's quite a big shift now for us. And by the way, in this banking and insurance sector is under, let's say, control of always of these authorities, because we are dealing with money. And it's this kind of big company are crucial for the economy of each countries. So it's why we are facing a lot of constraints on this side linked with this regulatory environment. And so big transformation in our company and the big change that we are facing. Now, what does it mean for us, for our staff? And let's take the example of Société Générale Insurance. It's not easy sectors. It's a very competitive sectors. So we have to deal with turnover. As it's growing sectors. We have to recruit in this very tough, let's say, situation, and we have to fill in also our pool of talent, because our business is growing. So we have to take care of the future of our manager and of our leaders. Big transformation around the digitalization. It means we need to be very innovative, very smart, very quick to change everything, because our clients that expect this digitalization, and for us we need to move also our business. Other points in our environments, these corporate and social responsibilities. Our clients expect that we should be a responsible investor, responsible insurer. Our employees, they expect us to be a responsible employer, and our investor also ask us to move in this way. So it's also a big shift in the product that we are selling. And also this environment, you know, this COVID crisis. During this COVID crisis, we had to move from office to home office, and we did it with Société Générale. Let's say in 3 weeks, we moved 95% of our staff working full-time at home, because we were forced by the authorities. And now it's still in place. It's an organization where all at home. But it means that I hope after summer we should be able to come back in the office. But definitively the new world will not be the same. We will have to face perhaps another type of organization, and to let's say to benefit from what we experience. And we have decided to move to this kind of hybrid mode, mixed of work at home and mixed on work at the office, which means also a kind of big transformation in the way people are managing, and a big cultural transformation. So this is a very challenging environment globally, and it is in this very challenging environment that we have to develop and train our leaders. And the main challenge to prepare our leaders for tomorrow is to change a little bit the mindset, to move the leaders. Okay, they need to have all these techniques which are needed in all fields of expertise in our business, but also they should be able to move a little bit the mindset to face all these challenges. So it's about behavior, it's about transformation of the culture. So it's a lot about the way people will act by himself in the company. But it's not let's say an individual topic. It's not only to train people by people. You know, a company, it's a teams, and the teams, it's like in a boat. You know, you have to train the crew. You have to make people to work together. And Salome, if you can move to the other slide. And it's why I took this photo, you know, of this boat. If you want to be able to face this kind of challenges, people have to work together. And to work together, they have to know each other. They have to be trained to work together. So they need all this kind of behavior to be able to face all these challenges. By the way, I am on one of these photos, so you can see what I am doing, what I do not work, but I will not tell you on which photo I am. But I experienced by myself also how it's difficult sometimes to manage a crew when you are in the difficult situation. So to summarize, our challenge is very simple, you know, and I like this picture. You know the right people. We are moving the company, engage, motivate, hard worker, focused on the target. And on the back, you know, the one who do not follow and who wants to leave. So we have to decrease the number of blue staff. We have to engage and motivate the yellow staff in order that all the staff to be in the red part and really to move the company. So this is really what we have to do as HR if we want to succeed. And last point, before to go to the solution, to do it, we have to trust to the person. So I like this photo of this baby because I think we need to show to our staff, to our leaders, that we believe in them and that they should try. And so we have to give them the freedom, let's say. And I use very often a formula in my environment because I am surrounded by engineers. You know, in insurance, you have a lot of engineers. So I have to use formula to be understood. So the formula is this one: challenge plus freedom equal performance plus happiness. Challenge plus freedom equal performance plus happiness. You can give a very big challenge to the people, but at the same time, you have to trust them and you have to give them freedom. And you can be sure they will succeed. And by the way, they will be happy. So this photo is a kind of summarize of this big formula. So now let's go to my topic, how to develop and to train our leaders. So I've decided to show you 3 different programs that we build in the last years to develop our talents, our leaders. And let's say to explain the difference between the 3, I have to tell you how we are working. We are working a little bit like in marketing, you know. We target our clients and we try to build a specific product for each of our clients. So this is a kind of marketing approach. So it's why these 3 programs do not target the same population and do not have the same objective. The first one is more speed up, is more for young graduates. So fresh graduates, to attract them and to integrate them. This is a tool that we can use for recruitment. And this is a tool to integrate during, let's say, the first 2 years, this young graduate. The second one, open up, is more targeting a little bit more senior person after 1 or 2 positions in the company. And it's means to retain them, because we discover that after 1 or 2 positions, people, they want to leave a new adventure if they do not get something. So it's why we decided to help them to develop them. So these 2 programs, Speed Up and Open Up, are a program for 1 year. It's not 1 week. It's a 1-year program. It's for 30 people, each of them. And so we are doing it in parallel. It means we are running these 2 programs each year. And the last one is a more, let's say, strong and big one, Move Up. It's more to engage and motivate the whole manager, the wood reader. So this program targets the 300 manager of Société Générale Insurance. So it means the top 10% of the staff. And this is a long-term program because it's about transformation. It's about our image. It's about our culture. So we launched this program in 2017-18. So you know it's for now for 5 years we are running this program. So each year we are putting in place different type of action for this population. And I will go through each of these 3 programs, and at the end I will conclude with some key success factor on each of this program. So now let's start with let's say the what we did, and we will start first with our first program, Speed Up program. So why this Speed Up program? Why we launch this Speed Up program? Mainly because we face difficulties, let's say, to recruit young graduates in our entities, and so it means we needed to rebuild our pool of talents for the future, and so we need to really be attractive enough to recruit young graduate, but not just for one position, let's say for 2, 3, 4 positions, let's say to make career, and to be attractive enough and to be successful in the way we wanted to integrate these people. We launched this Speed Up program. So you see, it's about recruitment, it's about attract people, it's about to build an emerging talent pool to reinforce our talent pool. So let's go now a little bit more in the detail of what we put in this program. So perhaps Salome, if you can move to the slide. So the program, it's a mix of several things. First, to build a kind of individual development plan for each of these young graduates. At the same time, to be trained and accompanied by HR and managers. Second point, to deliver, to give some business understanding. We are an insurer, we have specific products, we have specific organization, we are international. So it's not easy for our staff, I don't know, in Germany or in Italy, to understand exactly how we organize. So we put in place a kind of training program to explain what we are doing in our business. We also try to open this new graduate to the environment by giving them a kind of mentors. And we use the other program, Open Up. So we selected participants of Open Up to mentors the young one in the Speed Up program, to make link between the young graduate who recently joined and a little bit more senior who joined a few years ago. We organize also a lot of meeting, even lunch, with managers, with top managers, with executive managers. You know, the young graduate, what they like, when they know more people. It's about networking. They like to network. And each time, so each of these participants had the opportunity to meet with the local CEO and even with the top management of Société Générale Insurance. So it's gives them also the opportunity to be a little bit more visible, and so for the top management also to understand a little bit more who is who and who can do what. Some business development also we put in place, and also a lot of let's say innovative learning games, because people, they have to also to be happy in this kind of environment. So we try to build some innovative also training session during this year. Finally, just to move to the next slide, the objective was to let's say integrate them in this insurance industry, to give them a big picture for the strategic vision of our business, to develop all our expertise, on the technical side, but also on the behavioral side, and to create during this 1 year a unique experience for them to live in the company. The key point is that we are not doing it alone. We try to embark all the let's say the staff, and mainly the executive committee of each of our entities and the manager. So it's not just a program managed by HR. Each time during each session, we invite a top management to sponsor and to deliver testimony during this program. So it means this link with the business is something which is very important. And last slide about this program, and you can see, I will not go through all the details, but you will have perhaps time to read it again. But it's a kind of long journey. It's not just a one-shot program. So it means it's for 1 year. So it's very different type of workshop, interviews, meeting, training session. And so I think now we launched the first program, and we are opening the second one. So we already have an experience on this program, and they really appreciate this young graduate. And I think they feel like reboosted, you know, for a new year or a new session. So I think we succeed by doing this kind of program. We do it by purpose. We did not want to have just one training session. We wanted to make it simple, to make it very linked to the people, and on a long-term basis. It's why we think that this kind of journey is the best way to develop this young graduate. So this is about our first program. Let's go to the second one, to open up. So open up, it's old. So the idea is to retain them and to develop them and to prepare them for tomorrow. So we try to let's say to have one promotion per year, and we already did 3 promotions. So we have 3 years of experience. So we are finishing the 3rd years of this program, and they really appreciate. We are doing it always in an international mode. It's not it's French and non-French, so each subsidiary is participating in this program. So it's why it's now fully in English, and we are running also this program during 1 year. So first, always first benefits, and we are doing in this way. Each of our program is networking. Second benefits, to give more vision about our strategy, our business, our challenges, to make sense. And third benefit, to be able, as I told you, to let's say to survive in this VUCA world. And last benefit, it's also let's say to be agile, to build this collective way of working, and also to act in the right way. So open up, and the name was for purpose. You know, this program is to open the mindset, to open the people also to the external environment. So we made the same, a kind of journey during a little bit less than 1 year, with a different type of session, with seminar, with let's say a meeting, learning expedition. So we organize outside learning expedition to open the eyes of our talents to what's happening outside our company. And so it's also, they are doing this work all together, all the 30 together, each time with a business or with a manager or with the top executive. So it's a kind of a different type of sessions that we are doing during all the year. And just as an example, let's say a last slide about this program, we used to organize some hackathon to help them to develop their capacity to work on new projects and to be able to pitch some ideas. So we train them in this topic, and after we make the hackathon, and at the end of the hackathon, we organize 6 teams, and each team we invited a drawer who draws this picture during the pitch and during the hackathon. It's just to give you also the way we are organizing this kind of project to make it more let's say to make them a little bit more happy to work in this kind of environment. So this is about Open Up, and let's move now to our last program. We call it Move Up, to make the difference. So this program, as I told you, it's a more ambitious program. It's to work on our identity, on our leadership model, on our culture. It started a few years ago. By the way, we in Société Générale, due to our growing business, we worked a lot 2-3 years ago on our ambition, on our strategy, and we changed a little bit our organization at the same time. So we thought it was a good timing to launch this kind of program, to let's say work a little bit also on the way we were working together. So Move Up, it's about let's say the transformation. It's why we call it Move Up. It's about our culture. It's about our identity. As such, it's about our leadership model. So this program targeted our top leaders, let's say 10% of the population. For us, it's something like 300 managers within these 3,000. And we, in the same way that the previous program, we tried each time to organize different type of events, to organize collective workshop, to organize meetings that people can meet together to develop networking, and to do it on a long-term basis. You know, we launched this program 3-4 years ago, and it's still running, even if each year Move Up is moving a little bit on different type of topic. What was the big, let's say, the big topic we wanted to target? It was our culture. You know, the culture, you have, sometimes it's visible. So you can share your vision, you can see the behaviors. But when it's about a symbol or history or norms or belief, it's not always visible. So if you want to change this culture, you have to go deeply inside what people are thinking in order to understand first, to share these topics, and after to try to start to work all together to move things. So this was, again, a long journey, as you can see, because you do not change the culture in like that, you know, in one time. You need years and years. So it's why at the very beginning we thought, okay, we need years, but okay, we will work like that. And the first, look, I will go after I will show you some example of what we did. But just we started by creating this forum. This forum, it's a kind of kickoff seminar with the 300 managers, and we decided to organize 6 months, let's say, a new type of action or new type of workshop all together to move on this transformation. The first point we work on, we wanted to have some analysis of where we are. So it's why we work at the very beginning on some kind of input in this seminar. So we organize some survey. Salome, if you can move to the next slide. We organize different type of survey. The first survey was about our cultural gap analysis. So we use the Barrett analysis. I don't know if you know this kind of survey. So in fact, it's very simple. We ask 3 questions to our leaders: which kind of culture or they would like to have, which type of culture they think the company have, and which type of culture they think the company should have in the future. So 3 simple questions, and the answer was very simple. They have to select words within a list of 100 words. And so this was for us a beginning, not to show where we are or where we want to go, but to start to discuss between us what is the reality of our company. And it was amazing how people discover finally what they understood of the company. And we share in a forum all this feedback. So this big seminar that we organized with 300 people, we took one full day all together, and we named it forum because we wanted to do it again each year, and so we organized 3 forums, with our 300 people. And the first one was prepared to organize, to share this feedback about the culture. So we work also on some other topics, and we launch, as an example, what we are calling Leaders Day. Because when you have a forum of 300 people all together in the same, let's say, room, okay, it's a big event, it's a lot. It's good to engage, to motivate people, it's good for networking, but in fact, they do not work. They are spectators. So if we want them to work, you have to create a small group. So we launch also what we are calling Leaders Day. And the same, each year we organize Leaders Day. So it's very simple for us. It's 10 group of 30 people working on specific topics. So the objective is to engage them on this topic, to share it with them, to be kind of ambassadors of the change that we want to put in place. This is about the Leader Day. And finally, what we build all together is this, let's say, image of what is currently our culture and what should be. If you want to change a culture, you need to be simple, because you cannot change everything. So we have decided to select 8 items all together after all this workshop. The 4 one below in red are the strong one, let's say, that we already have, our strengths, and this is the base we can count on to grow and to develop the company. And the 4th blue one on the top are the ones that really we need to develop. And so we decided finally with our leaders to work on these 4 topics, and we started some workshop, training session, team by team or all together about this topic. The first one, it's about what we are calling co-everything. It's about cooperation. It's about collaboration, because we have very strong and good experts in Société Générale Insurance, but they are a little bit working in silo. So if we want to be efficient, we need to boost the level of cooperation. They are excellent. They like challenges. They are committed. As you can see, it's part of our strengths. They are happy to work in our company, which is at the same time a big and a small company, but they are a little bit in this silo. So we understood that you have really to boost this point. Second point, being innovative. in our environment. It's something which is also very, very important. Level of control, you know, insurance company, you have to manage billions and billions. So I have to tell you, the level of control in our company is quite high. But unfortunately, it's changed a little bit the behavior of all the managers who always try to control everything. So this way of giving more autonomy to employees is something with clients. We are working with a lot of partners. And so because it's very often B2B2C business, so develop relationship with our partner was one also of our main culture, point of culture that we want to develop. So this is just to give you what makes sense for us. Doesn't see that it can make sense for everybody, but we took, let's say, quite a long time, 2 years to build this map. But I can tell you now it's clearly understood by all the employees, and they know exactly what are our strengths and what are the points that we have to develop. To communicate on this topic, we launched OC and we created some books. I will not go through the books, but it's a lot also about communication and this transformation. So we work a lot about our leadership model. What do we expect from our leaders? And also we share everything about this culture in a different book. Sorry, I see that some of my slides are in French, but I hope you can understand what I want to say. Yeah. Second, other topic that we work on during this Move Up program, and we did it, let's say, last year in 2020, due to this crisis mode. As I told you, we were forced to work at home 100%, and for us it was a big shift. And even if we had a small experience about home office in the past, by working 5 days per week from home, it was really something completely new for us. So we had to adapt everything, first to equip all our staff with a laptop, and also to organize the work from home. And we took time at the end of last year to see, finally, what does it mean? Because we discovered that we were able to manage the business in this way. So does it mean that we do not need office and we can do our business full-time at home? And so we launched some also seminar with our leaders. So we organized Leaders Day about this home office, yes or no. And we decided that after this crisis, when we will come back, and I hope it will be this summer, we'll come back to something which is more an hybrid mode. It means not full-time at home, not full-time in the office, but 50-50. And this means that, because it makes sense, but this means that also we have to adapt and to change the way we are working all together. And it's why we now are working on this, let's say, new challenge. We are calling it future of work. It means to train our managers, our leaders to work in this new environment. And this is the last slide. The program now we are working on is to embark and train all our staff on this new way of working, to develop also the managerial competencies of our managers. When you have to work from home, it's not exactly the same competencies. To do it, we create a small task force of leaders. So we selected within these 300 leaders, we selected 30 leaders, 10% of the 10%, as a little bit as ambassadors, as transform actors, and we train them to be transformer. And as they are in all the departments of the company, they should spread the idea and the good way of working around themselves. And also we decided to change our office and to put in place flex office. So we launched also a flex office project to reduce and to work a little bit different when we are in the office. So here is my last slide, and I think perhaps the most important one is what I what I get as an experience, and what we get as an experience from these 3 programs that we are running now since a few years. So it's first point. It's crucial. You have to start from the strategy, and you have to work on the behavioral competencies, even if techniques is always needed. But the way people are acting together, this collective mode is something which is very important. Second point, what really people appreciate, it's this networking. And for the young one, the fact that they are more visible within the organization. So all our action, and mainly for Speed Up and Open Up, we try to boost everything that is about networking and visibility. Third point, it's we did it as a journey. It's not, you know, a big program of 2 months, and after people they forget, and even very often they leave. It's a kind of long-term program, and with this long-term program, it's more easy to organize, and people they better work together, and it also it's a kind of this program can accompany them for their development. It's not just a one shot. Everything about should be collective, because it's part of our objective. Be close to the business. Find non-HR sponsor. Each time we decided to organize the program with a sponsor which is not an HR one. So we ask top managers to sponsor this program, and also to help us to build the program. So not only to run, but to create the program at the very beginning. So it means they feel that a little bit that it's also their program. So it's why it's important to start to work with them at the very beginning. Be open to innovation and creativity. So a lot of our action was around this kind of innovation. By the way, we have in Société Générale Insurance a small team which is dedicated to innovation for the whole company. So we work a lot with them, and we ask them to help us to build this program, to put innovation within this program. And they were really happy to help them to create this program. And so we are working a lot now together. One point also for these leaders, they should dare. They should be impertinent, smartly impertinent, you know, because if they are not impertinent, they will do the same that the senior one or the old one. So if we want things to change, they have to think and act a little bit differently. So we have to tell them, because they think they cannot, or they are afraid to be impertinent, but smartly. So even we organize specific session only dedicated to how to be smartly impertinent. And I have to tell you, even my old managers, they like it. And now people in the company, they know that it's authorized. And in sometimes very difficult of tough meeting, they know that they can be smartly impertinent, because even they are trained to be. And even the top manager are playing this game, let's say. So it's a small point, but it's helped a lot. And engage all the top executive, and don't be only between HR, because if it's just the HR topic, the other ones, they say, oh, okay, it's the HR stuff. Okay, they want again to create amazing thing. We do not understand anything. Okay, let's do it like they want. They do not participate, and it's visible. So this link with the top executive. So each of our event training was, let's say, done with participation of top executive. And also, last point, make it simple, because if it's too complicated, it's too costly. You know the cost now, it's an issue. And as it's a long-term journey, if it's complicated, you know, it doesn't work. So make it simple as possible. And I have to tell you, when the team builds the program, the first conception, I remember Speed Up and Open Up, the first proposal they made to me, it was too complicated. So I say, sorry, you have good ideas, but it's too complicated. So you have to simplify everything. because otherwise it will not be understandable. And even if it's not understandable by the top manager, they will not participate. And last but not least, market your program. You have to sell it. You know, HR, it's a lot about communication now. If you want to be an employer of choice, if you want to work on your image outside, it's about communication, but you cannot have a different image outside and inside. So it means also to work on your communication inside. It should be the same. And now if you want to embark and engage people, the way you are seeing what you are doing, it's something which is very important. And that's it. This is our motto. The future is you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, dear Bruno, for very interesting, very practical examples of the programs that your team implemented. So it's really huge pleasure for us to listen your examples. We can have several minutes now for some Q&A if there is any questions in our audience. So if I may, as you mentioned that it shouldn't be only HR role or only HR thing, because otherwise it will not be implemented. Can you make us even more specific? What specifically should be the role of HR during implementing of this kind of programs?
First, the role of HR is to, at the end, to organize everything. because it's up to us to boost the topics. But the first point is to sell the idea to the top managers. Because even if they understand that we have to do it, and they know that we have to do it, to clearly design the program, which need resources, we need budget, we need people to participate. They have to really understand that it's something which is very important for the company. So the first role of HR is to sell the idea to the top management and to the managers, because otherwise, if managers are not with us, so nothing will happen. So it was not easy for MoveUp. At the beginning, as it was linked with the transformation of the company, it was obvious for all that we have to do something. But after 1 year, they thought, okay, now we did it. We did it. Okay, we changed the culture. Now we close the file. It's finished. We go back to the business, and I have to come back with HR. Say, oh no. It's not so simple. If you want to change the culture, it's a long way. But how to explain it? You have to propose something simple. If it's too complicated, you say, it's too complicated. So this way, it was mainly my role to embark the top executive to be sure they let's say, they give us a budget, and also they will be part of the program. So to sell the program. So to sell, to design, to sell. But to design, design, we did it with the manager. We did it with some external consultant also. Design is not really, but really to convince the manager that we have to do it, and we have to do it a little bit in this way, this long-term program, and with the objective what we put in this program. So this is, and it's at the very beginning. If you do not embark your top executive, poof, after 6 months, they will forget.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Huge thanks for the answer. So we'll wait for the questions. Please turn on the microphone in case. Please.
I have a question. One question. As I know, you are head of HR in a company which operates in 10 countries approximately. So I have a question. How noticeable was the similarity between local culture and HR in those countries, and what type of culture contributed most to HR's work? That's my question. If you know,
the difference between countries in terms of culture.
Yeah,
And
Very
how
good
it affects
question.
HR. I think it's a brilliant question. How it affects HR, the local cultures, as you operate in several countries.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't have experience, but as I know, it's often similar between a company and where it operates. It's
I can tell you, because now I'm operating in 10 countries, but in my previous position, I was operating personally in 15 countries. It was 30,000 employees in 15 countries, mainly in Europe, Central Eastern Europe. I can tell you, HR is HR, people is people. We are doing the same job. And even if, okay, the country are not the same, the history are not the same, but the people are a little bit the same. And I very often in my previous position, and today again, I organize some seminar with all the HR team for all the countries. And Sergo, you should remember the last one in Hamburg. It was an amazing seminar all together. And we were sharing all our topics, country by country. I have to tell you, when I was in one HR, even, you know, the country where I was from, I don't care. We were working together. And really, we can use the same approach. We are facing the same difficulties. We can benefit from each other. We can share good practices. We are really close. And it was, well, me, I worked 3 years in Czech Republic as expatriate in one of our big entities. It's a Komerční banka. It's a Czech bank. It's 10,000 employees in Czech Republic. So I spent 3 years in HR. I was deputy head of HR, and the head of HR was a Czech guy, a Czech manager. I was the only French in the HR team. The HR team, it was 120 FTEs, so it was big HR team. You know, I feel really comfortable, and I look like a Czech. Okay, you can have some difference. For example, between a Czech, the main difference I discover is like the Czech, they are not afraid. You know, they try. If it doesn't work, they change quickly. So they are very reactive. Us in France, you know, we have trade unions. We have to negotiate. We have to check, to control. We have to organize a committee to ask approval from the committee. So it's a little bit more long. But so the way we are doing it, it's a little bit different due to our culture. But honestly, I think we are very close to each other, really. And it's why it was very efficient to work together, because you can copy and paste program or topic from one country to another. And we build international program like the one I am organizing. And the three speed up, open up, move up are just not for French, are for the 10 countries. And I led some countries for move up, which is a long program. I let each country to do a little bit what they want after, some freedom also. And so they take the main part of the program, and after they adapt a little bit, because the team do not have the same size, do not have the same story. So I give a little bit freedom countries by countries, but we are quite aligned on the objective. I don't know if I answer to your question, but I think I discovered it. After I was more operating in Europe, Central Europe, in Russia, perhaps in Asia or in Africa, it's a little bit different. But I work also in North Africa, in Morocco, in Algeria, in Tunisia. I went there. Well, it was the same. It was the same. And I work a lot in Morocco also. I went there several times to work on compensation and benefits topic. We are using the same tools, benchmark. So it's the same.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. And one more thing about the talent acquisition. So you mentioned the in the first program, as I remember, the how to engage young talents in the freshly graduates, right? So is there any system of the talent acquisition program? What are the sources that you get the talents from?
The idea with this program was to attract young graduates. And for us, it was not easy because in the country where we are quite small, in fact, because we are selling our product via the bank. So, for example, in Czech Republic, the bank, it's 10,000 employees, but our insurance company, it's 200. So we are not a big one in terms of, but we are growing a good business growing. So we need really to attract the best students, let's say. So to attract them, we have to give them a good job, sure, but also some visibility. And you know, students, they like, in fact, to learn. When you are used to learn during 20 years, you do not want to stop to learn because you want to learn. So, and they think that they do not know the business, so they want to learn the business. So when you offer to students to learn, and then you are telling them, join us, we will train you again and again and again on our business, well, therapy. But if you do it, because we had experience in Société Générale Group to have a young graduate program, a full, let's say, program of 1 year doing 3 different types of work in 3 different locations. What happened is that after these 3 experience, these 3 jobs, the young graduates, they left the bank because they were used to change each 4 months and they wanted to change. So we decided not to do it in this way. It means we recruit for a true position and we do not promise anything for the future. They are recruited for 1 position, but they have 1 year program to learn a lot and after to build their career. So the way we are targeting, it's always the same as the sourcing. It's about university and the job board, and so we are working also. We are using also our image as a bank, Société Générale, to attract students. But more, some of them, you know, are more specialized in insurance, like actuaries, for example. But it works. The most complicated things, once again, with our managers, because the managers in a small entity, what they want top guy, you know, experienced guy. They know the job. We work with them, and it's done. And now, so to recruit fresh graduates, wow, it was not easy. So we, you know, it was also the problem was to sell the idea to the top management, and I got a kind of free new position. So I offered 3 new positions in the budget of the subsidiaries. So let's give you 2 positions, but just for young graduates. In this way, okay, I'm happy. Okay, I will work with young graduates. If you give me two new positions in my budget, I will do it. And you know, because we wanted to fill in a little bit the pipeline of our talent and to do it again and again each year. It's not a program for 1 year. We are running it years after years. So it means each year in each country, we should recruit 1 or 2 young graduates, have a promotion, and let's say to launch this speed-up program.
Great, thanks a lot. So if there is no other questions or comments, we can conclude and say some final.
Yes, I will use this opportunity to work a bit and put questions to my ex and still boss. Bruno, because of this pandemic and this reality, you know, we still work, many of us from the homes, and it's another challenge to be engaged in this kind of programs and activities. On the one hand, we want to be engaged and to participate in this kind of activities. On the other hand, there is family things, work to do, and still we are in the home. So We cannot live from the home. We cannot separate like stuffs. Everything is like a jam in our head, in our family, in our daily life. And again, it brings a lot of challenges. So again, we want to be engaged, but still engagement becomes challenging. So is it any lessons learned in your case during this pandemic, which you found it practical as an instrument or encouragement solutions to engage people and stay in this program and be not reactive or proactive and so on? If you could share these practical things, how you manage this, and I'm sure you've done it.
No, from the very beginning, we saw and we experienced, like you, the fact that being full-time at home, okay, it's quite easy, but it's not the same way of working together, and it's definitely not the same way to manage people. So at the very beginning, it was easy because people know each other, they know what they have to do, so they do it at home, and they run the business. But week after week, month after month, they go a little bit more deeply in the zone of comfort, and they do not communicate so much with the other. And month after month, you lose something. You lose cooperation, you lose creativity. So it's very dangerous. And at the same time, and the pressure increase. And people that are at home, so the frontier, the border between the job and private life do not work. And it's very dangerous. And we are facing people with really tough difficulties. So, for example, we put in place some psychologists in an anonymous way. If they want some help in the mid 2020 by webinar. So we train them also to use Zoom, Klaxoon. Try to do also is to continue to inspire them. And for example, the Leaders Day, we organized a full digital Leaders Day with the 300 in last November. So we had this 10 group of 30 people organized by webinar because we are at home. And on this topic, how to work together. We try also to invite some external consultant or professional to inspire people about what does it mean and where they should take care. And I think the main point, which should be a point of attention for the manager, is that this distance between people is the fact that when they are working together from home via tools like Zoom, they are focused on the techniques, and you forget about the human being. So you need to train and to force manager to come back to this simple relationship between people. So to take time, not to work, like at the coffee machine, like in the canteen, because you do not have the canteen, the corridor when you can talk to your colleagues, and the coffee machine, or have, I don't know, smoke cigarettes. So you need to create, again, this kind of small event. And also you have to be cautious of the small signal that can be a signal of that something wrong is happening to your staff. So we train them to this small type of way of or behavior signals that to be sure they are taking care, they open to the staff. and it's not easy, but they appreciate. And it's quite simple to organize this webinar, a little bit more simple. So now each month we have several sessions fully open to manager or fully open to all staff, dedicated to one or two of these topics. And each, let's say, quarter with this Move Up program, we invite, let's say, a speaker to deliver a testimony. You know, last time we invited a seller. You know, I'm a seller. So I invited a big French seller who is selling around the world, and this seller, it was amazing because he navigated, he sailed on the sea in a big boat with disabled people with handicap, and he explained us how he worked with this handicap people on the boat, and he was able to manage a boat with these handicapped people, and so just and this guy, by the way, he sailed alone on the boat as solitaire around the world. So it was also a good example because we are a little bit alone at home, facing difficulties like him, you know, facing big waves on the sea. It was just 1 hour and a half. So each time we try to invite people to inspire the teams and to wake up a little bit that the way they are working now is not the same as in the past.
Great, thank you so much. Creative as always.
And impertinent, the new topic we have. You can be impertinent. With top guys, it works.
Very interesting.
So Thea left the meeting, but she left her words.
Okay.
As you see in the chat. So I would like to thank Bruno for sharing his amazing experience. This is a great piece of work, and I can imagine how much effort was put in place to roll out the program globally. So yeah, is there any final words you'd like to conclude? Here, Bruno.
No, me, I would like to thank you again. I hope I will have the opportunity to come back at BDC because it was an amazing time. I remember when I went there. And I can tell you the HR team was really professional. So I'm sure you still are professional. So congratulations. Congratulations for the organization of this kind of seminar, sharing expertise. I saw other HR professionals who went to the seminar you're organizing. I was very interesting also, and it makes sense for me. So I learned a lot also. So I'm very happy to be part of this program and to be with you. So thank you very much again.
Great, it's an honor for us once again.
It's our honor, and we appreciate it so much, your involvement and your being with us. So it's a great opportunity for us to share your amazing experience. It's a great opportunity for our colleagues, the local HRs, to share worldwide experience, and that's why basically we decided to launch this international experts club under HR Professionals Association. So one is when you are becoming as an association part of another global association, it's amazing opportunity. But another good chance is to have international experts under your organization and continuously to share this knowledge and experiences worldwide. And we are very lucky to have already about 15 international experts who represent 15 different countries. So we already had about 4 or 5 seminars. Yours is 6. So we decided that each month, each international expert will be invited and they will share the international practice in certain particular topic. And then for your information, we have launched our association members exclusive and comprehensive development program. Every 2 weeks, something new happens in their life. It's either training or webinar or different kind of things. We have to assess their not only active competencies but their behavior skills you have mentioned during your presentation, and during this transitional period when we have to become more resilient, more agile, to find out kind of not gaps but still areas which we want to work on in the future personally. And then we are taking all this information in HR Professionals Association, and we are adjusting each 2 weeks to this particular and individual needs. So we're inviting experts who are working with our members in terms of sharing different kind of instruments, very practical tools, experiences, and train them how to. So it's a new way and new step toward becoming more professional. And so we defined that we need continuous solutions of extend our competencies on personal and development. So we are taking new era competencies. We are focusing our members' attention to this new era competencies, but at the same time, we don't forget their individual needs and the individual competencies and the gaps and the areas which they want to work on and so on. So your webinar was one of the part of this big journey, as you called it, like in talents program. So we see a great opportunity in this program, and we look forward to the results of this year from this program. So again, thank you so much for being with us and contributing in this amazing program. And thank you for your friendship.
Okay, so see you soon, Sergo, and good luck for you.
Waiting for you ASAP in Georgia.
Yeah. Okay, I will join. Bye bye.
Once again, bye.
Bye.